Hey everybody, I'm CJ, and I actually meant to make this video yesterday, but uh, sorry, things got away from me a little bit. So, nevertheless, what we have here is a little bit of a teachable moment. Uh, just as a general rule in life, what I usually want to believe is that it is possible for everyone to basically get along with one another, or if you just can't get along with somebody, you can do the responsible adult thing of just avoiding that person from now on. And I wouldn't say that I'm a super optimistic person in general, but at least when it comes to that, that's what I want to believe. And yet, here we are. J.K. Rowling posted something fairly innocuous. Somebody retweeted her, and I'm not even going to repeat what this thing says. Please look at the screen. Just see for yourself, all right? YouTube is probably going to drop the hammer of God on me if I say this out loud, but you can see for yourself. Maybe I'm just not living in the same reality as everybody else, but that sure looks like a threat to me. And I get the idea that Joe Rowling, she knows the score and she knows how easy it is to delete stuff off of Twitter. And so for that reason, she shared this as a screenshot rather than retweeting this person. And her remark on this, I thought it's pretty insightful in some ways. I mean, considering who it's coming from. She says, to be fair, when you can't get a woman sacked, arrested, or dropped by her publisher and canceling her has only made her book sales go up, there's really only one place to go. And I mean, for her, by her standards, look, I'm not a big expert on her or anything, certainly not on her Twitter, but it seems to me that 9 times out of 10, she does try to be reasonable with people. But on this one occasion, it looks like the claws came out a little bit. Now, there's this whole history of stuff going on with Joe Rowling, what she said, and perhaps more importantly, how people have reacted to that. And believe me, we're going to get into how they reacted to that. I guess by way of a disclaimer, I should say I'm not exactly her biggest fan in the world myself. I've read the Harry Potter books. I guess I enjoyed the Harry Potter books. I've seen the Harry Potter movies. Not the Fantastic Beast movies, but I have seen the Harry Potter movies. I liked them okay, I guess. But just for the most part, I'm not exactly what you'd call a devotee of Joe Rowling. I'm just really not. And for those reasons, I don't read interviews with her. I don't follow her on Twitter or anything like. Hopefully that should be obvious. The little button here says follow and it's not clicked. So all in all, she's just kind of a non-entity in my life. I don't wish any particular harm upon her. For that matter, I don't really wish anything on her. Just, she'll do her, I'll do me, and we all go on with life. That's it. With SJWs, it just does not work that way. The moment you cross them, that's it. For the most part, you're never going to get them back. And in the case of Joe Rowling, it goes far beyond. She is now, or rather, she now has no hope of ever getting them back. They're actively calling for some pretty crazy shit. See for yourself. I'm not going to read any of this, but as you can see, Data Racer was kind enough to compile a list of, or rather a compilation of some really nasty things that people have sent to Joe Rowling. And if this was all there was to it, I mean, honestly, I think this is bad enough. Just really these two things right here. I think this is probably bad enough, but more? Oh yeah, there's more. This is this is insane. All right. I mean, all she did was express an opinion. All right. That's it. And look, guys, look at the screen. All right, please. Look at what people are saying. Guys, I wouldn't say this to my worst enemy, even if I thought he deserved it. All right. And yet, here they are, willy-nilly saying the most horrible things. And, far be it from me to grandstand for Joe Rowling. I mean, I don't know if she's a billionaire. People say that she is. I actually don't really know about that. But she has a lot of money for sure. I mean, I'm sure she can afford a security team and all that stuff. She doesn't need me to stand up for her, is what I'm trying to say. But goodness gracious. I mean, just look at this. Calling her names. They are making very specific threats. This is just like way over the line. And like I say, it's not like it ends here. I mean, there's plenty more to choose from. And look at this one in the top left-hand corner right here. I mean, guys, this is not normal, all right? This is not healthy behavior. Reasonable, well-balanced, mature adults do not write things like this. They don't tweet things like this. They don't even think things like this, much less say them or type them, but say them out loud. I mean, this is nuts. And yet, here we are. And just anytime if you're anything like me and thinking, well, maybe the SJWs aren't so bad. Maybe there's a way that someday we can all just kind of come together and just be on the same page with one another. Guys, clearly that's not happening. I mean, they're turning on one of their own. She really only disagrees with them on one thing. All right? It would be, guys, if in the unlikely event that Donald Trump ever gets his Twitter back, he's probably, he can expect something, probably a reception along these lines, because I think we can all assume he disagrees with these SJWs on a wide variety of issues. Whereas J.K. Rowling, she only really disagrees on one, maybe two issues, and then that's really it. Otherwise, they're right there on the same page with each other. This is what lack of conformity is going to cost you in the SJW world. Even if you agree with them on 99% of everything else, they will, I'm going to use a metaphor here, make your life hell for that 1% that you disagree on. And I mean, this is psychotic, all right? Normal people don't behave this way. And I do find it telling. I mean, I didn't check every single one of these Twitter accounts, but I do find it telling that all of these Twitter accounts are still active. Nobody's been suspended. Nobody's had their Twitter closed. Nothing. All right. Nobody's been banned. Nothing. And yet, the other side of the political aisle, I mean, they're only allowed to express the most tepid opinions. And even then, they might still get banned, but they're only allowed to express the most tepid opinions. Whereas, as far as I know, in most jurisdictions in the world, sending out tweets like this, I mean, forget about Twitter's terms of service. That's the least of your problems. I think this is against the law in most places in the world. And yet, as far as I can tell, nobody's had the cops called on them. Nobody's been arrested. Nobody's had charges filed. Nothing. So just let that be a lesson to you. The minute you think, well, they're really not that different from us, are you sure about that? Because, guys, I have never sent anything like this to anybody. Would never. This is this is insane. So anyway, that's really what I wanted to say here. So that's that. Thank you for watching. Subscribe, make sure you're still subscribed, comment, like, and share this video because it really helps me out. Also, you can find me on Twitter at Cole Loves Comics.